Hi, OroNaz. It's Travis here, and it really is an honor to be with you for just a few short moments here during Holy Week. Many of you will be watching this on Wednesday of Holy Week. I'm recording it on Tuesday. And as we follow Jesus throughout this week, historically, this is the day that Jesus finds his way to a respite, to a place outside of Jerusalem, to a place that we've heard about before in the stories of Jesus. The place is called Bethany. He finds himself at a neighbor to his dear friend Lazarus that he just has risen from the dead. Matthew's account of this story is found in the 26th chapter, starting in verse 6. Let me read it and just take a couple of things from it. Now, when Jesus was at Bethany in the house of Simon the Leper, a woman came up to him with an alabaster flask of very expensive ointment, and she poured it out on his head as he reclined at the table. And when the disciples saw it, they were indignant, saying, "Why the waste? For this could have been sold for a large sum and given to the poor." But Jesus, aware of this, said to them, "Why do you trouble this woman? For she has done a beautiful thing for me. For you always have the poor with you, but you will not always have me. In pouring this ointment on my body, she has done to it to prepare me for burial. Truly, I say to you, whenever the gospel is proclaimed in the whole world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her." One of the things that I like to do as I read the stories of Jesus is I try to see them from different perspectives. And one of the ways that helps me do that is I try to engage my senses. Now, this is a fairly easy one here because of this very expensive, and I would have to imagine, potent ointment. This beautiful alabaster flask of very expensive ointment. Now, in Matthew's gospel, it doesn't tell us who this is. It just says a woman. But in John's account, it tells us that it's Lazarus' sister, Mary. We also know in John's gospel that it is an ointment called nard, something that couldn't be found probably closer than 2,000 or 3,000 miles from Bethany, something that was traded very far away. So you can imagine the cost of it and the potency of it. Think of for a moment, and I haven't had you ever do this on these refresh videos, but I want you right now to close your eyes, and I want you to remember a scent that you will never forget. Maybe it's a perfume. Maybe it's a food. Maybe it's a particular person. Maybe it's a season. Maybe it's just after rainfall. Whatever it might be, right now, remember that scent. What does that scent bring up for you? I'm not too ignorant to think that for some of you, that can bring up a very good memory. But I also believe that a scent in many of your memories right now is bringing up probably not such good of a memory. I started thinking about that and holding that tension in my life, thinking about the characters from this point forward in Bethany that was going to be near to Jesus, because I think they probably smelled that nard. It was so potent, and as it was placed upon Jesus as he was reclining at the table, they didn't take showers every day. And when they did take showers, it was not a shower like we have. It's more or less dipping a cloth or a sponge and cleaning here or there, or certain parts of your body that are more dirty than others, like feet. And so this aroma must have been on Jesus. as John was laying on his breast at the table and asked for Peter, who is this that's going to betray you? He could smell it. What about for the betrayer, Judas? The Bible tells us that he betrayed with a kiss. Do you think he could smell that perfume upon Jesus? I think so. I think of those that were at the foot of the cross, both those that were mocking, but also those that were faithfully surrounding him. John and the ladies, more than likely Simon of Cyrene. Others from a ways away might have caught that beautiful, strong scent of nard that was poured out in worship on Jesus' head. The same head that wore this crown of thorns as a way of mocking him as a king. Jesus willingly laid his life down and allowed himself to be his Father's example of what his Father was about. His love, the depth of his love and his mercy. And so regardless of what that smell that I have first asked you to think of and to smell in your memory, I want you to think about how Peter may have remembered that smell. Do you think that was a good smell as he remembered his denial? What about the soldier that nailed the nails into Jesus' hands and received that scent? Thinking now that he has risen, now that death couldn't keep him down, do you think that scent of nard could ever escape his mind? Well, in the power of the resurrection, I have to believe that those that once would experience that scent of loss would now receive it as a scent of redemption. And that is my hope as we follow Jesus closer and closer to Friday. That we would allow our lives covered with the scent of our own sin, the scent of our own brokenness, be renewed by the passion of Jesus. And so I'm moved today. I am moved to invite you to bring your weary life. Bring the scents of your life. Bring the laundry of your life. Bring the regret and the shame of your life and allow Jesus to show you that death will not have the final word. And lay those things down and in a way die to those things, allowing Christ to raise up in you a new life that is founded upon him. May you this week be blessed. Join us on Friday through the Stations of the Cross. It's about an hour experience. It's going to be very meaningful. We're open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's come and go. It takes about an hour. We'll see you there. And then, of course, Resurrection Sunday. You don't want to miss that. Bring your family, your friends, invite your neighbors. 10 a.m. We are going to worship the King that is making all things new. I'm excited. Lord be with you. Grace and peace this Holy Week.